Imagine yourself in the 1950s. You just got home to your family, and you want to sit down with them and watch a movie. You decide that you want to have a snack while you watch. So what does Mom pull out? Some Jiffy Pop. This unique product instantly became a huge success with its unique aluminum foil and an expandable foil cover. As it was heated on top of the stove, the foil cover would expand and puff up. Popcorn is, and always will be, an important part of this country. In testimony of that, the enjoyment of popcorn has been embedded into our nation since the Native Americans. Jiffy Pop was extremely successful about 10 years until it hit its biggest obstacle, the introduction of the microwave into the American family home. At its creation, Jiffy Pop's core essence was to be as much fun to make as it is to eat. It's fun for parents, and it's also more fun for kids. The previous target market consisted of demographics, psychographics, and sociographics. For the demographics, we were aiming for families and children in the middle class with an education of high school and up, and as per the gender roles of the 1950s, there would be a stay-at-home mom. And the location was, of course, the United States. For psychographic, we segmented it into 3 categories: needs, activities, and values. For needs, we focused on the family-oriented society because it's important for families to have something to keep them together. For activities, we focused on taking care of the kids because in the 1950s that was the mom's main role. And for values, of course, a big thing was family bonding time. And lastly, there are the sociographics. It is split up into personal needs, personal attitudes, and personal passions. For personal needs, it was very important back then to be approved by society, to be that cookie cutter mold mother, and this was seen as something that you gave your kids. As for personal attitudes, the way back then would be to be passive in terms of giving your child what they ask for and what would be necessary. Also, it would be important for them to be submissive to culture, unlike today where mothers question what they take off the shelf. Back then, when something was advertised as fun and good for your children, they went along with them. And lastly, there are personal passions, which was back then, family was extremely important, and also enjoying something in the comfort of your own home. Jiffy Pop's original loyalty was that it had a very committed following, but as time went on in the introduction of the microwave, it became more of a passively loyal following, more of habit and not necessarily a reason. The positioning statement is that of to target a stay-at-home mom in search of a snack for their children. Jiffy Pop is the only brand that makes it as fun to make on the stove as it is to eat. Jiffy Pop associated its brand with magic and the magical experience that it would give. As for price, Jiffy Pop decided to differentiate itself by keeping their price low, as well as only selling Jiffy Pop in individual units, unlike our competitors who only sell their product in bundles. Additionally, the low price allowed Jiffy Pop to be an impulse buy as well as a loyalty buy. For positioning, in the supermarkets always kept the Jiffy Pop hanging on the side of the shelf. It was never put inside the shelf because once it's there, you have to make a conscious decision of whether or not you're going to pull it off the shelf. What is the current brand image? As of today, it is very weak and, if not, non-existent. It only has a small cult following. Those are really the people that grew up with the brand. Additionally, with new technology as it is today, putting something over a fire seems, cave-like and extremely old. In a world where so much can be done in such little time, thinking of making popcorn in 2 to 5 minutes is extremely time-consuming. Jiffy Pop as a product is that of a stovetop treat. It was created to be real popcorn with a real natural taste. Unfortunately, with microwaves as they are today, the new generation doesn't know what natural popcorn tastes like. All they know and what they think is natural to them is the microwave infused flavor of popcorn that they eat today. With the introduction of the microwave, Jiffy Pop lost most of its momentum because of their inability to innovate their product. The best way to think of Jiffy Pop as a person would be to compare it to an old grandma trying to fit into and understand the modern world today. It is one that is not tech savvy, trying to keep the old ways very old-fashioned, only has very few friends, and is extremely resistant to trends and modernism. Jiffy Pop's symbol is its unique explosion of its foil as it is being popped. As we change the product, there are certain things that we would like to keep, like the extended identities. Some of them are its stovetop treat that families love to make and eat, as well as the experience that comes along with making it, and of course the fun magical explosion that comes when you put it over the stove. Going forward, the future brand image is going to incorporate some of the old brand image and then combine it with modern society as it is today. Some of the older things is that we want it to remain a fun snack for family, as well as a way for them to bring it together. We want to also keep the curiosity and excitement of making the Jiffy Pop over the stove. Something modern that we want to add to it is that healthy side that is so important in the world today. People are very health cautious about what they put in their body as well as what they buy, and we want to emphasize that the natural popcorn is a much healthier option than microwave popcorn.
The current Jiffy Pop is lacking personality. It does not encompass the personality of ruggedness or sophistication. It does not embody the confidence because it is time-consuming to make and it tends to often burn. It does not have an exciting personality, well, at least yet. As we move forward into an ever-evolving technology-driven era, we as humans have an innate tendency to hold on to the old. What old is now new. Things from the past are now current. Things nostalgic are hip again. Maturity is a positive thing because it carries all kinds of positive attributes, like trust, experience, familiarity, and know-how. All of these are excellent brand traits, and they have still brand equity. Even though we may have a brand that is mature and that has been around for a long time, it still has brand equity that is extremely valuable. It is something that lingers for years and years. And we know this to be true because when we asked our respondents during our informational interviews, they still communicated the sincerity that the brand had. To put this into context, this led us to believe that there is still valuable and meaningful brand equity that can be used to resurrect the brand and make it relevant again. By not changing the name of the brand, we are keeping a familiar name and experience, which provides continuity of the product and its character associations. The age of characteristic provides a sense of reliability, originality, and hominess. Our rebranding strategy will bring to light the genuine excitement behind popping your own fresh homemade popcorn and being able to see it transform from kernels to popcorn in the new transparent packaging. The vast array of flavors will also provide excitement. The new Jiffy Pop will also be sincere and is down-to-earth product that brings nostalgia to users by reminding them of the good old days. The old Jiffy Pop held a relationship-basis model as it holds a cult to the following from baby boomers and other enthusiasts. But it is this niche market of people who hold a committed loyalty to the brand. As we try to bring the brand back and increase brand awareness, we will focus on the self-expression model in which consumers have a vast array of flavors to choose from as they create their own personality. This niche market will remain with an emotional benefit as they experience nostalgia with the use of the product. Now I'd like to talk about competition. To begin, Oracle Red Mocker boasts a functional benefit of the most light and fluffy popcorn. But at what cost do they reach their status? It is a very homey feeling of warmth and brings to mind images of cuddling on your couch with a loved one while watching a movie. That is their brand image. Pop Secret, on the other hand, slogan states, "Don't just sit there, pop secret." This means that they suggest that you should not sit in front of a movie empty-handed. Instead, you should add a snack instead. They stand by a functional relationship model. However, both of these brands use microwaves, which we know to be bad for your health and unhealthy for you. Jiffy Pop provides not only a functional benefit of being able to see your popcorn popped and being able to know exactly when it is done, but also provides an exciting personality that allows you to express yourself through the flavors that you choose and the way you cook it. We decided to approach the new Jiffy Pop in an even better way, a remarkable way. Our differentiation lies in 3 points: exciting packaging, new product placement, entertainment, advertising campaign. Concurrently, no other popcorn purchased as an impulse buy, like the new Jiffy Pop. Our new demographic target market includes two markets. Our primary market are moms, today from the baby boomers and early generation X. Our secondary target market includes family and children, whose ages range from 12 to 16. The income of these families range around from $55,000 a year and more. College education behind the family's background is college plus. The employment is usually white-collar jobs, and the location, as we said before, is in the United States.